A strong and independent woman is something to behold. She pays her own bills, buys her own things, and she doesn't let a man affect her stability or self-confidence. She is a soul-rich woman. Are you ready to be rich doing what you love? Be on purpose and in control of your life again. At For Women Who Love the F Word podcast, we will be openly talking about getting more clients online, getting recognition as the leader and female entrepreneur, and also the F word, being fabulous, having freedom, and financial independence. It's time to own and love the F word. Welcome to the show. Today we have a special guest with us. She's all the way from the UK, yeah. Kat, her name is Kat, and she's the CEO and founder of Amolingua. Yeah. Okay, let her share with you a little bit more. Kat, would you like to introduce your platform?
Yeah, definitely. Hi everywhere. Hi everywhere, everyone. Yeah, so I'm Ekaterina Matveeva. This is complicated, so Kate. And the platform is called Amolingua, which means I love languages. And so what we are doing, we're teaching you languages, cultures, like cultural mindset, memory training, public speaking. It's all in one package. And it's not just for you to learn a language, but it actually for a particular purpose for a girl. So it can be, it can be a business. You can enter a new market, and you definitely need to get the idea of this marketing persona. So it's social bits, yeah? So if you're going to China, you need to understand Chinese culture. Otherwise, how are you going to sell there? Or if it's engineering, so we'll help you with engineering vocabulary, and as well the social idea, actually how it works there, let's say in Germany. Difference here with Singapore. Yeah.
So Kat, how do you get started on starting this platform? I mean, I'm really excited for you. You know, you're coming to Asia, you're going to Shanghai, even, right?
Yeah.
So how do you even get started in the first place?
Well, it's a long story. If we start, now we will never end even in the morning. The point is that 10 years ago, when I was in linguistics, it just dawned on me I wanted to get some language school, but I didn't know how it would work. I knew that it would involve some high technology because already I was dreaming about, some of VR, it was the start. And so what happened that 3 years ago, I started with memory training, and I was teaching all this linguistics, and we pulled together technology and started just testing, experimenting. And last year, in 2015, then we were incubating in London, and after that, Scotland, getting more and more clients excited about, this combination of technology, right? And then last year, we actually launched properly this project, and it was first about the service, so we were just teaching people and seeing the results, the statistics, and when we got the success rate of over 80%, that actually people don't drop out, because the problem is that all these apps, they are really cool, for language learning, for example, or Udemy and so on, but people don't finish the course, the dropout rate is extremely high. But when we realize that our case it's just 3%, you're okay, that's really cool. So yes, that was first the service, and then we attracted more and more people from technology, and then we formed a partnership for a platform, the company is working in public sector and HR, and now we are preparing fully technologically equipped platform with our own tailored materials based on our methodology. So it's not just somebody, coming in from the sphere of business who has no idea about education, linguistics, and saying, oh yeah, there is a niche, there is a market, but they're people who are coming from academia, from linguistics, experimental thinking, and then technology. That's our tag.
So thanks, Kat. What is to you a woman of influence? I mean, now you're sitting as a CEO position, you are a woman leader. I'm curious, to you, what is that?
It's interesting. I think it comes with practice and experience and with your failures. I think the first call for me was when I was invited for a TED Talk, and then when I actually wrote my first book and then second book, and it was all again more about education and languages. But then it started hyping as well in business world. So then some top managers and business people started asking me, oh, actually, how does it work? Can we apply it? And you understand, oh shit, actually that's one of the points that is now so relevant that people who are trading internationally, who are expanding globally, want to know more, want to understand, want to dominate this area. So I believe that when you work extensively in particular area, like I've been in this like for 9 years, like personally, right? And then getting and trying to apply your expertise in this particular company project, that's when it happens. But still, I understand that there is influence, but the further you go, the better or the worse it becomes. You never know.
Yeah. So what are some of the myths myths about influence that you have come across being in the corporate world?
Okay, with corporates, it's quite it's interesting because it depends as well on the country. It depends on the culture of corporates. So again, even in Europe, different corporates, different cultures, but we all know that we need lots of patience here with corporates because we have the structure. However, as soon as you gain the trust among top management, so you start working with them, then you actually gain the trust of the whole company.
So would that be a way of influencing other people?
It could be, but I would say the influence, it's more, depends what you think, about influence. So in my case, it's more about contribution and impact. So if I can contribute to the development of a particular company, that's the influence. Yeah. If somebody asks me for advice for development, like strategy, marketing strategy in a particular country, it can be influence. But I don't consider myself right now as like this huge, expert in this because, well, even that I've learned, I worked, studied in so many countries, over 10 countries. So it's a lot, So you gain this, round, experience. That's amazing. However, you just discover how much you still need to learn. And like with corporates, definitely it's amazing that as soon as you get into this world, you can influence so many more people. However, I think that's the next step.
So what do you think is holding women back in terms of influence?
Right. There are lots of things. So, for example, in 2015, when I was in incubator in London, we had an intensive program and we met with lots of VCs every day. And I have just, the whole library of quotes, what I was told. Well, I faced racism, chauvinism, like everything. So there was one guy who told me, oh yeah, I can see it's working, I can see it's working. But what about like in 3-5 years time when it's going to become global, when you're going to have thousands of thousands, clients? Why not to keep it as a tiny ladies' business? First I was speechless, but then, I kind of grabbed myself. I was like, you know what? Thank you very much for your advice, but my ambition won't allow me to keep it tiny. Yes.
Wow.
And then it was in summer, and then in November it was Global Entrepreneurship Network, and like Global Entrepreneurship Week around his birthday. So basically, it was Global Entrepreneurship Week and then his birthday, and that was when we were announced about top 20 world startups. And we were still experimenting, right? It was even called Europe Online because we just, we didn't know where it would, lead us. And then we were like, I'm on top 20. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to send you a birthday present. And I sent him actually a link. Just, saying.
That's it, I've done it.
So basically, that's how it works. But it's crazy. I believe that right now, business world, or startup world, is so highly dominated, by man, widely dominated by man, that it can be scary, intimidating, especially if you're coming from some BA, like Bachelor of major in English or whatever it is, humanities, and then you're trying to get into tech. Oh God, because they are going to look at you as if you're crazy, you're incompetent, and you have to work twice harder, like everywhere. You have to, to position yourself, to show that, but not like to become a man, it's very important, but actually still be female. It's very important, and actually embrace your feminine side, being somewhere soft, compromise, but, push it with a soft power. And it's very important because I realized that when last year I felt like becoming more and more, kind of man in terms of my behavior, like with my counterparts, And then I was like, wait, I'm losing myself. So remember this when you're building your business, it's your baby. So you're like, mother. So actually, act like a woman. Don't forget.
Okay. Kat, this leads to the next question. What is your proudest accomplishment in terms of influence? I mean, I hear you said that you stood up for yourself, you're not going to play small, and this is what Soul Rich Women stand for. When you have a dream and we have a dream, we are not going to play small and belittle ourselves and hold back our self-worth. We're going to go out there and get it done. So what is your greatest accomplishment to date in terms of your influence? And we would like to find out more.
Well, definitely, as I say, it's about your domain, yeah? So first, I realized myself more in linguistics, and I've been working on the theory of how language actually influences our cognition. And actually, if you watch the movie Arrival, maybe you've heard of it, it's actually discussing the theory, and I've been pushing it. And went from linguistics, from academia, I started pushing it into business and actually spreading the word, as I say, performing, in public, like on big stage, and then writing books, and then going more and more in technological world and saying, to these corporates, look, guys, you can't just take a language and then bring your personality from, let's say, your native language to this and just kind of, repeat words. It doesn't work this way because it's communication. And people started listening. That was a moment. That's amazing. So I believe that it's about going there, getting high and high, as well as this hierarchy, and putting your voice out there and being really determined. Because I can tell you with this theory, even in academic world and general, it was always very tough because it's relative linguistics and nobody really knows what happens in our brain. But when you experiment with this and you get real data, with your students, from empirical analysis, people start listening to you wow, something is shifting. So yeah, I believe that this is one of the biggest accomplishments, but that's a start.
Wow, that's awesome. So last question. What is your one advice for women who are, striking out on their own?
I have this 3D formula. Dream, decide, do. That's it. Just, dream big. And if your dreams don't scare you, so you don't dream, big enough. That's very important. And think globally. Don't think locally. Locally is good when you start entering, markets and you try to adjust to these local markets. But always think global. Yeah, that's it.
Well, so thank you very much, Kat. This is Janisha Laura signing off. More of the show notes on soulrichwoman.com, and catch Kat on soulrichwoman.com, Soul Rich Woman TV. See you soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so honored that we are connected, and I hope that I can continue to serve you as you build your dreams. And if you love this episode, and I hope that you did, rate it 5 stars. Give us that glowing review because it will help more women around the world finding the Soul Rich Woman podcast. Alone you are strong, together we are unstoppable. Now share this with every woman who needs it, because this is how we are changing the world, one woman at a time. As always, get out of your comfort zone and go towards the dreams you've always wanted to achieve. For women who love the F word, being fabulous, having freedom, and financial independence. My dear soul rich woman, sending you my love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.